with straw being worth so much money this year, I've got an old hay cap and we're going to make a splitter for the combine. So we're going to put a piece of metal in there either side of that fin to create a groove, and then we're going to profile a piece of plastic to fit this ramp out of that. So we'll slide up, locate, and we'll split it down here into a V so that we end up with 2 rows of straw, which will dry a bit quicker and let the air through, and then we'll row it up and bale it. So this has been driven over and smashed, so we're going to cut chunks out of that to make it work. Then a piece of plywood to make a mould.
A bit bolting away, you definitely got your foot on that one, have you?
Yeah, it's got to move to get a better picture.
No, I'm definitely not going on.
Just do a little bit on the, not necessarily on the down bit. Go to where it's flat, then put a mark again, and then do a bit. No. Will that work? That or not? You know, that needs to slide in. Just mark it till you get off that plate. Right, stop there. Where that plate is there now at the top, put a line. You know where the fin comes down?
Yeah.
Apparently this is how you ply line a van as well. So, a few pigeons on the barley stubble. I've just come to see the straw because obviously it had 30 odd mil of rain on it. Top's dry, but the middle is absolutely sopping wet. See my hands wet now. So I think we'll shake it out and then row it up, and then hopefully we'll bale it today or tomorrow. I've got 3 dry days, but it's going to take a while. It's too thick a row. Watch you don't get a suntan on your legs.
Yeah, a bit pale.
Put that over it. This is the grab taking shape. Richard's got a new mower as well, similar to ours. Right, we've got a set of spanners, set of pliers, hammers, screwdrivers, everything. Little socket set going in the tractor. There's another toolbox on there as well, isn't there?
Oh.
So you can put, maybe that black metal tin will fit in that one. Oh, what just fell off? Oh, what's going on here? Little clips fell off there.
There's the tractor.
Oh.
You too.
Clip that plastic back in. And then the tools have all fitted in there if we take the tray out the top. So at least everything now, every tractor will, all the tractors will have all the stuff with them. 1/2-inch socket set, adjustable spanner, pliers, mould grips, screwdrivers, and a big hammer, which is the most important one. Have you been playing in a puddle, James? Morgan's well on with finishing this off. He's just welding these plates on the bottom of that. Then I think he's just ready for painting. He's obviously been welding the frame on the front. We got a new gun for the welder as well because the other one had slowly deteriorated over time. Taped up, so that can get painted. I might quickly go and shake this straw out, but it depends whether we're going to go combining. Bill and Joe have gone to look at their barley. They've got, I don't know, about 70, 80 acres of barley to go, but they want to try and bale a straw. So do they rush in and dry the barley and then get bale of straw, or do we try and hedge it so that we can cut it relatively dry and still bale a straw before it rains on Saturday? Because what day is today? Wednesday? Is it Wednesday today? Yeah, I think so. So it's just a frustrating harvest, no rhythm at all. Someone asked me to comment on the harvest from a farming magazine today, and I was like, we're 0.7% through it, which is absolutely ridiculous considering it's middle of July. Back in here now, I've been in a meeting, and see the pigeons, thousands of them, they're eating the heads of grain that fell off before the combine got here. because it was obviously wet and windy before we got going. Just going to see now where the straw's at and see if the ground's dry, because if we shake it out on wet ground, it's not going to be so clever. See if we can get away with just rolling it. I don't know though. Ground's relatively dry, but it's still sopping in the middle. And you nearly squeeze the water out of it. Maybe not. Yeah, I don't think rolling it over is going to do a great lot. Might have to shake it out. The problem though with shaking it out is it's going to shake it out, there's still going to be that big wet strip underneath it. So I'll probably just roll it over, see how it dries, and then at least I've moved it onto dry ground. And then tomorrow, if it's still not dry, then we'll shake it out, but it'll be shaking it onto drier ground, because underneath the row is so wet. Like I say, 36-7 mil, was it, something? It's lovely straw, because it only has had one shower of rain on it. It was heavy. But can you see that? No, you probably can't see the dark stripe in the stubble that I'm rolling off where it's still wet underneath. Just grabbing the row, pulling it onto dry ground. It's turning it slightly at the same time. Not turning it as much as we'd like, but that's the idea with the Samash rate that's coming, that we can literally just roll the row over without tangling it up. Well, that's not arriving until later on in the week, but yeah, we'll pull it off the wet soil, put it onto some dry soil, give it a bit of a mix round, and then see where we're at tomorrow, whether we need to shake it out. But at least when we shake it out, we're shaking it onto dry soil. You can watch that all day, couldn't you? Can you see that line there? That's the wet line that I'm raking the straw off. It's very hard to see. On the phone it doesn't show up yellows very well. I've noticed that when I'm trying to show you bales of straw. But I'm just using one rotor just to flick it over onto dry ground. Tell me the straw's wet without telling me the straw's wet. Paul the agronomist here. We're just going to go and have a look at the wheat that we were doing the UPL fire prawn trial on. Rob's going to top the combine up with diesel while I'm gone, and then we're going to go to Bill and Joe's and try some of their winter barley. It's probably not going to show up on the camera, but just with Paul now, can you see how there's a wiggly line about there? So that side has had the fire prawn, so it's still got bits of green in it and still growing. And then let's go this way. This hasn't. This is a little bit of green, but probably not to the extent of over here. So it's going to be difficult to tell, and depends on the weather pattern in the next few weeks. Oh, there you go, Paul's pulled some up.
Without.
So that's gone. That can't harvest any more daylight. That still can a bit, can't it?
Hanging on.
Hanging on.
Hanging on.
So
Every single photon makes a difference.
So we'll see when we get the yield maps off the combine. But yeah, we went every other one. From up here it's hard to tell because the heads all look sort of similar. But yeah, when you look at the leaves, we'll go back this way. Ignore that wild oak. When you go back this way, you know, they're not quite as green, are they? Some have gone completely. There's the odd late tiller as well, but oh well. We'll see what the yield maps say. If I give it a background of my hand, you can see better. But yeah, that's green, and that's, don't know,
Senescing quickly.
And what the thigh prawn, it at the plant at the beginning, it tricked it into making its defense system alive, didn't it?
That was the iodus. The iodus enhances the plant's natural ability to fend off disease. The thiopron is kind of elemental sulfur in a liquid form, and that acts as basically a protectant fungicide.
Right.
So it was there as a sort of a multi-site active that helps the other fungicide that we used. Part of, I mean, it's been a really quite an intense disease year this year for every single thing.
So the only difference was the thiopron, not the iodus.
That's right. Yeah.
There we go. So we'll see how it yields anyway when we get the combine in it.
Yeah.
Headers on ready. Paul's just complimenting the twins.
They're beautiful.
Before I go through that to a piece of wood, but I have done a risk assessment on it and decided it's pretty dangerous. Should we get the whizzer and just cut them off?
Necessity is the mother of all invention.
Well, I've done a risk assessment and it's lethal. This is the pet pigeon we seem to have. So that's all cut out now, and that's going to be the straw swapper division, but we haven't got time to finish it off because it's now dried up, so we're off to Bill and Joe's. They've got some winter barley on some really light land that they could get in at the correct time because it's lighter soil. Don't know how it's held up with the little bit of a dry snap we had. It's probably be all right, but the problem is it's gone a bit flat. We've got to kind of scoop it back up, and scooping it up off wet, fine soil can often be difficult. He's grounding the screws off, so that is now safe, and we are off to Hale. Video. Winding our way down one of Bill's tracks all the way to the end. Hopefully there's a field of ripe barley. See the puddles though, even though it's not rained yet today, there's still a lot of water about. This doesn't look much fun. It's a bit flat. Oh. Plenty of dust coming off it anyway, Bill. Tide's pretty much out. And beans over there look good as well. Yeah, that's them beans there, they don't look too bad at all. It's the only thing that suits in this weather. Bill's just knocking a lump down, they call this the sand hills. Just combined a lump up and jammed the front elevator, but I thought it was that rubber belt, so I left it running and it's cut the clutch down there, so we just have to tighten it up a little bit, so hopefully we'll be able to reverse now and get that lump out. There it is, big lump. Spit it right out, and then we'll try again. We'll just back up and pull it off the knife. There's a big pulley there that drives this front elevator and jammed it up. Right, let's try that now. Right, seems to be alright, no warnings. Rev it up now. Bit of a lump bang through them, but we're on it again. That's the problem with cutting flat stuff. All good now. First load nearly full. And they'll take that back, put it through the dryer. It's a bit flat in places, isn't it? Just nicely hoovering it up considering how flat it is in places. I do love this header. So still outside, it's like the perfect spray day, or as Bill says, it's perfect for blight as well in potatoes. Lovely golden row of straws out the back. Bit thin in places. This is where it's really light soil. So just basically you get 2 weeks dry weather and it dies. One of these plates hooked under the cutter bar bolts. That one there, and it's bent it. So they should be flat. Well, that one there, Oscar's just been jumping on it in a hollow, trying to straighten it out, but I'm going to take it and press it in Joe's workshop. Anyway, see you in a minute. These are on now, so hopefully we can keep cutting a bit quicker. I was lucky it's walked its way off nearly and fell off. Spilled the sockets. That's better now, it's just slicing through it and pushing it down rather than pulling it up and it's sticking on the divider. The other day I cut 16, 17 acres in the rain, never got off once. This time I've been off for 2 blockages on the knife with lumps of soil, and then obviously blocking the front end and the dividers I've been shunting with, but now we're doing all right, we're moving. Only a tiny bit left to do on this field. Then I think we're on to another one. Look at all the snails. Hundreds of them. It's literally alive. Shows you how wet it's been. There. Gotta try and eat tea with them hands in a minute. Who thinks driving a combine is the easiest job ever? You just sit there in this nice air-conditioned cab. It's not. On the last field of the night now, 110 metres till the tank's full. Can we make it to where Joe is? Or at least to where we come through from the other field, which is about there. 100 metres to go. 90% full. Let's see what happens. 100% full, and we've got to get to there. We should be okay. Bill's just gone to the kebab shop, but I decided the kebab was difficult to eat while I'm driving, so he's got me garlic bread with cheese and chips. Joe's just filling up now on this field. I don't know whether we'll get it finished tonight, it might come down. Still says it's 22 degrees outside, but we'll just keep pushing on. It's clouded over, so that probably means that we won't get a dew, let's presume, until later on, but we'll see. What have you had for your tea? What is your go-to tea on a Wednesday night or when you're driving a combine? I've got to do the birthdays as well. I'll try and do them on this window now. That's today's birthday one. We've got Tim Doolan, he's 38, Paul Roskell is 52, Dave Pinninger, Oliver Stacey's 43, Tommy W's 29, Sophie Beth is 12, Pete Marcus for yesterday, happy birthday, Adam Lowe for yesterday, happy birthday, Connie Kelsall is 3, Thomas or Tomos John is 6, Julia Slade's 49 and Thomas Jeffries is 6. That is today's birthday bumper, but really it's the combine window. I'm still cutting, will be for a long time. It's still going well. 24 degrees again now, so it's still pretty warm out there. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Here's a little bit from last night when I was lighting the smoke bombs. And yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow. We've got a load of pedestals and some seed grain in this shed. And we're just smoke bombing the last one with these smoke generators to fumigate this. Oh, is that one not lit? Oh yeah, there it goes. So they give off a bit of smoke now for, don't know, about a minute or two. Rafts right up into the rafters and then settles and should kill any creepy crawlies or bugs. This is the last store to be done.